one of the major questions which is asked by a first-time home buyer is, what is a home inspection? When does this happen? Why should you get your home inspected, and who pays for the home inspection? So home inspection is a professional inspection of a property's condition. Home inspector does a visual inspection of the property. The home inspection is conducted by a licensed home inspector right after you get a property under contract, usually between 5 or 14 days after getting under contract. This is done to make sure that you are not getting into some hidden issues. It's a visual inspection. Hidden issues doesn't mean that he's not going to look behind the drywall to see what is behind the drywall. Is there going to be a mold behind the drywall, or if there's sufficient insulation behind the drywall? That is not something what an inspector can find out, because that involves cutting open a drywall, and that's not how an inspection is going to happen. Inspectors are going to have a visual inspection. He looks for evidences of any structural damage or any safety concerns for the new buyer. So by structure, I mean main structures like roofs, foundation, walls, ceilings, floors, etc. And by systems, I mean the plumbing system, electrical system, heating and air conditioning, water heater, etc. are the major systems inside a house. And other components like windows, doors, etc. are also part of this inspection. Keep in mind, it's a visual inspection. So that means whatever an inspector is able to see and test is only what can be tested during this inspection time period. So a regular home inspection consists of looking at the condition of the roof, looking at the condition and assessing if there's any potential for leak, potential for how much is the life left behind in the roof, and looking for how the gutters are functioning, sidings, looking at if there are any evidence of cracks in the foundation, settling foundation, look how the drainage and grading of around the property is. Is there any potential for water stagnation around the foundation or seepage into the basement, or is there evidence of any water seepage already? Now inside the house, he will be inspecting, looking for any evidence of moisture damage or any evidence of pest infestation. For systems, he'll be looking at the electrical panel, looking if it's all up to the code, if there are any safety hazards, fire hazards. He'll be testing the systems like air heating, air conditioning, and heater to make sure that it's all functioning as expected. Plumbing lines, making sure there's no corrosion, all things are functioning as expected. These are the major parts of home inspection, a regular home inspection. Apart from a regular home inspection, there are specialized inspections. In case you're buying a home with well water or septic tank, you need to get specialized inspections just to do that. Similarly, for additional components like testing for radon, lead, and asbestos, there are specialized inspections requirements for testing these environmental hazards. So essentially, home inspection is done on behalf of the buyer, and the buyer pays for the inspection because he's the one who is hiring an inspector. So what happens if the buyer is unhappy with the home inspection results? So then the buyer can ask the seller to fix the issues, ask for repair credit, or renegotiate a purchase price. And if the issues are major, then he can walk out of the contract. He can terminate and walk out of the contract.